is up, guys? Here with you in the car today. 2011 Mustang GT Premium that I've owned for about 2.5 years now. And I will be doing a quick video review for you guys of it, talking about the ownership experience and some of the mods that I've done to it. So in that time, I've really enjoyed this car. I mean, I've done a few things to it to make it more personal, make it more my own. And I've enjoyed driving it every day, as this has been my only car for, like I said, the 2.5 years that I've owned it. So definitely proving that the 5-liter V8 is dailyable, even with some mods to make it a little more fun. So my kind of daily mods that I was actually willing to splurge for, that I didn't think would make the car too annoying to drive or obnoxious to my neighbors or anything like that, would be the Roush exhaust. Axle back was the first thing I did, which the most typical axle back exhaust for this car, it seems, but for good reason. I mean, it gives the car a really aggressive sound over 3,500 RPM and gives it a nice grumble when you start it up, but it's not so obnoxious that, cruising down the highway, it's going to bother you. You rarely even notice it, versus a stock muffler. I've also done lower control arms. I did BMR polyurethane bushing lower control arms. Those are kind of one of the later mods that I did, but I mean, they make the launching of this car so much better. I mean, I barely wheel hop or have any wheel spin at all anymore, and those lower control arms are certainly a part of that. I recently put a new set of wheels and tires on. I'm currently running a 19 by 8.5 and 19 by 10 wheel setup from MMD. They're the Zevins in charcoal finish, and they're currently equipped with a 255/40/19 Michelin Pilot Sport 2 up front and a 285/35/19 Pilot Sport 2 in the rear. So these tires now have about 500 miles on them, and they're amazing. I didn't get the Pilot Super Sports, which maybe for details to get into it in a later video, but I got a really good deal on these tires, and even though they're sort of previous generation of the Super Sport, they grip just as much, and I think really the only downside is they may not last as long. But they have been amazing since I've had them. I literally cannot get the car to spin with the current setup. With the lower control arms and these tires, like, I hook immediately. So now I'm kind of power limited, which means I need more power, right? So I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen anytime soon, since I still do drive this car every day. I probably won't go boosted or anything, just because I don't have the time or really the need to do that. I mean, I still enjoy driving it as it is, so I don't need to have any more power than I have. Let's see, I also done a few cosmetic mods. I've got some sweet American flag stickers underneath the 5.0 badges, which you guys will probably see in the intro video. And I recently wrapped the roof with a gloss black vinyl. Did that with one of my buddies, and it went pretty smooth. It was a little easier than I thought it would be, honestly. I mean, I watched some YouTube videos on it, and it gave me a good idea of how to do it. And sure enough, I mean, it was, there were a few snags along the way, and maybe a few little bubbles or places where dirt got under the vinyl, but really nothing too bad. So it was certainly a worthwhile process. Over $50, I kind of made my car a little more unique, and it stands out in the crowd a little bit more. It looks a lot like the models that have the glass roof, which from distance you couldn't really even tell the difference. Oh, and of course, last but not least, I had the car tuned, and I did probably the most mild tune you could buy off the shelf for this car, which was the Ford Racing performance tune for the 11 to 12 GTs, which they send you a giant handheld tuner. It's that big blue one. I don't know if you've seen it on LMR or AM. But yeah, so I got the car tuned, and that it adds a lot of power, a lot of torque down low, rather. Not a lot of top end gains, but it got rid of that stupid skip shift, the eco-friendly skip shift that Ford tried to put in to make the car more eco-friendly for a couple years, and then they realized in 2013 that nobody wanted it, so they got rid of it. and that's been bugging me since I got the car, because I never want to skip second gear, and the car just assumes that I do. But if I want to, I'll do it on my own. I don't need the car to tell me when to shift. That's why I got a manual. So getting rid of that was a huge bonus, and it was well worth the $300 almost just to get rid of that feature. But overall, those are the mods that I've done, and I haven't had any issues with the car. I mean, so going back to kind of just the review aspect of this video, is that the car has been as advertised. I mean, it's fast in a straight line. It handles okay. I've not done any autocross or track time with it. But if you wanted to do that, I'm sure you'd be fine. You could have fun, and you're not really worry about killing yourself, because it's not that dangerous. It's not that fast. But you can, it's still a sports car. You can still have a good time with it and enjoy the power that it does have. Suspension mods could be nice. I wouldn't just do lowering springs, because that's, I don't know, it may make the car look a bit better, but it's not really going to add anything performance-wise. It's pretty negligible. And then you're just going to have a stiffer ride all the time, which for a daily driver is not really what I'm looking for. So I'll probably stick stock suspension for a while still. Until I were to get like another car or something, then I can make this more of just a, for fun sort of car. So everybody that gets to ride in the car, I mean, they may not ask for me to do it, but I always have to give them a little taste. So, there's always a first and second gear pull up to, 40, 45 miles an hour, maybe 60 if they're lucky. And they're surprised to be pinned back in their seat, I think, which is what the GT gives you over the V6. Because when I bought the car, I was considering both options, and ended up going with the GT, just because I knew that over the long run, that $5 or $6 grand difference in the price was going to be well worth it, just because of those experiences, even though they might be, once a week or whatever, or even just when I'm doing it on my own, and I just need to get out and get a little release and kind of relieve some stress. Like, driving is what I like to do. So I'll get in my car, go for a drive. Merging out on the interstate is the perfect opportunity to really feel the power. So you do a pull there, and it's definitely worth springing for the V8 if you can afford the insurance and the gas. Which at the time, gas is $1.75 a gallon where I live, so it's, really manageable price there. I don't know how long that'll last, but fingers crossed that it's for quite a while, because I'm really enjoying driving this car, and it has a lot of life left in it, so I certainly want to be able to drive it as much as I can. I've never done an official 0 to 60 time or anything, or like I said, or tracked it. So, I'm not sure if it meets the spec 4.5 seconds 0 to 60. But it feels fast. And that's really the indicator that's relevant. You're not going to be timing yourself every time you get on the highway or when you're trying to pass somebody. So that's, for a daily driver, it's a feeling thing. So my butt dyno says it's pretty fast. Alright, well, I guess I will leave you guys with that. Thanks for watching today, and hopefully you'll come check out more videos. So like, comment, subscribe. The trifecta there if you like. And I'll see you next time. Alright guys, take it easy.